Hi, my name is Terry Lee from Sweet Pea Papers and the Sweet Pea Papers Facebook group, and this is video 2 in our series Follow Your Heart, and this is my design team project for LineDotArrow for September of 2022. Now, the kit is called Follow Your Heart, travel papers, I believe. But anyway, Follow Your Heart, you'll find the papers that way on her Etsy shop. The links to her Etsy shop and her Facebook group and her YouTube channel will all be below this video. Okay, so in the first video we constructed our folio and we went over the papers and we had an intro to the project. So now here in video 2 we're going to do the cover and the closure, because we have to do that first, and then we're going to do page 1. Now, I numbered mine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's our pocket. 7. I missed these. Oh, no, I didn't. 8 and 9. Okay. And leave this unglued, like I did, this pocket, because that way we can put the paper on first. Since this pocket has to be cut back from the edge a little bit, I think I'm going to go ahead and paper the whole thing and then paper the pocket, you know, after it's glued up. So that's how that's going to work. But right now we're just going to do page 1 and the cover. The reason we're doing the cover first is because we have to put a brad and a circle in here, and then we need to have the paper from page 1 cover the brad. So we have to do the cover first. Okay, so we can set these papers to the side right now. And I made a circle out of some of the papers, and there's the brad. And get my crocodile and put it on the smaller hole. This is 2 pieces of manila folder and then 1 piece of the paper from the kit. And they're all glued together like a sandwich. And then I inked around it. Okay? Now, why didn't I poke a hole in the page? I don't know. Now, I like where this is, right here. And so I don't really want to put this circle right over the word destination. So I'm actually going to, I wonder if it would work down there. Maybe not. Maybe we are going to have to put it right here. Yeah, I think we are. Okay, let's make a mark. Doesn't matter. We have to put the paper on first. What am I thinking? I've already inked it, and I cut the size. Now, the other pages we're going to cut and ink as we go. It doesn't take that long to ink one of these little skinny papers. Okay. So, let's set that up there. Let's glue this on. Thank you, Cassie, for the dangle. That's Cassie at, oh, she changed her name. I forgot now what it is. It's like Crafting with a K, because C was taken. I'll put the link below. There's also a discount code for LineDotArrow for the whole shop, 40% off, and that link will be below as well. If you want the step-by-step PDF that goes along with this video series, it will tell you step-by-step what to do along with watching it on the video. And all you have to do to get that for free, and all the back ones from all the videos that I've done, video series that I've done so far, All you have to do is be a member of the Facebook group, the Sweet Pea Papers Facebook group, and then you get them for free. Okay, so we want to put this, I don't want to put it too close to the edge. Let's put it right here. Hopefully I can see that with my crocodile. It works like a charm for everything, but it is just a little bit hard to line things up. Make sure you don't punch through your second page either, just your first. Okay. So we're going to go back and we're going to put this in. Now we're not going to put the tie on because I don't want it flopping all around in our way while we're working. We'll just do that last. It'll be the very last thing we do. If it's the last thing I ever do, then you're just going to open the legs up like so. And then you're going to flatten them a little bit more by laying it down and then pushing on it. And that will flatten this very, very flat. Okay, so now the cover's done, except, you know, for a cluster or something that we're going to put on here. We'll put a ticket or something. We may even put a ticket and make it a tuck and put some stuff in there. Who knows? I don't know yet. I haven't planned that far ahead. So now we're on page 1. And we're going to get the paper from this side. If we do it that way, it will be covered. Let's do it this way. Because I'm trying to keep the word explore. I think I'm going to end up cutting up my... No, not if I do this cut first. I thought I was going to cut off the area down here with the suitcases that I wanted to do as the pocket. But if I cut this first, instead of the other one, now I've got my suitcase. And then you'll see this cut is above where I punched the hole out because I knew it was going to be that way. Put that in our scraps. Throw away the hair. Probably should have ponytailed my hair. I had to turn my fans off to do this. I'm going to do it this way. Okay, so let's ink this real quick. And we're going to put a pocket at the bottom, but we're also going to put something at the top. But it's going to be removable. And I decided on a Velcro dot versus the repositionable tape because I think that it's going to be too heavy for our repositionable tape to hold it on with any reliability. Alright, so let's glue this on. I did print on the back of all the papers, so some of them, that ink is kind of going to waste, but, well, not kinda, it is. But some of these will probably cut into cards, maybe. We've got quite a few tags. This kit comes with a lot of tags, so that's good. And there are those tan ones with the plaid so that you can decorate them yourself, and there's a lot of smaller ephemera that you can use. Okay, and let's make sure we got it right side up with the top. My stomach is growling. Okay, and that covers up the brad. We're going to take this other piece and we're going to make our pocket out of it. Okay, so let's measure. I'm going to cut it off at the top of the suitcases. Actually, maybe farther down. Excuse my hands shaking. I vacuumed today and that always wears me out. I have a small apartment too, but okay, we're going to do it this wide. And we're going to want to do it the exact width of the paper. Wait a minute. I think I'm going to have to put you on hold, and I think we're going to be able to it doesn't seem right. No, we're just going to lose some of the suitcases, that's all. Nothing I can do about it. This is going to make a good scrap too, right here. Let's see. I think I'm going to cut it off right at the top of the suitcase. How big of a pocket will that give us? 3. Yep, 3. 3-inch pocket. Oh, Scrap has his eyes on it. I see you. Alright, let's ink this really quick. And I do want to make sure to glue this on right side up. Some people may think it doesn't really have a up and a down, but it does. Where we cut the dots off, right here, is the top. Okay. So we don't want to glue that side. Let's put our fingers there. You want to try to get it right along the edge so you have more room to put your card in. Or tag, as the case may be. We're going to use a tag. Okay. Wipe up any glue that oozes out. And that's pretty cool. Definitely looks like it belongs there. It almost looks like we were trying to make a hidden pocket. Alright, now in this area up here, I'm going to put this, and it should fit because it folds right here and right here. Oh no, it doesn't. It folds right there and right there. Let's put our scoring tool in here. We'll score it and then we'll see. I thought these were the dots, but these are the dots right here, the dotted line. So let's see. Oh, the pocket's too tall. I was going to put it here. I don't know what I was thinking. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. So, let's set this aside. We'll see if we can fit this somewhere else. So I'm going to use it no matter what. So now, let's see. Yeah, all of this is going to be different. So I'm going to have to rewrite it so that when I type up your PDF, it will be correct. Okay. So let's see. I could put this tag in here. The hole's pretty big. I still want to put something up here. I'm sorry about this. Something happened on the second half of this video and there is no sound. So I'm going to try to talk you through this as well as I can, since I have no idea what I was saying, except that the first thing I discovered was I was using the wrong size of one of those little pieces. They came in two sizes, just like the other ephemera that I told you about. So now I've discovered that I was using the big one, and that's why it didn't fit. So this is the smaller one right here. And it's exactly the same. It folds up exactly the same. You're going to ink it all. And we're going to cut a piece of paper to go inside of it. And this is where I'm measuring the the width of the paper. And then I'm just going to cut that. I don't know what happened. You know, I had to go and set my audio to something else, turn the software off, unplug the microphone and the webcam, and then plug it all back in before I got my audio to work again. Okay, here you'll see that I just cut it a little bit wide. So we're going to trim it down a little bit so that it fits. And there we go. I'm telling you, I am like terrible at these. So like I said, I apologize. I did not realize that there was no sound. So now that we're going to do that, we're going to glue a portion of the paper that's the size of the fold in, and then we're going to accordion fold the rest of the paper back and forth so that it's inside the envelope. Or, yeah, I guess you'd call it an envelope. So I'm just going to fold it. And then I'm going to measure it, and I'm going to fold it a few more times. I am. Don't worry, everything that we do here is pretty easy. So I know I'm talking through all of this, but we're just basically accordion folding the paper back and forth. And then we're going to, like I said, we're going to glue it into the book. I'm sorry. I lied. We're going to stencil the paper first. But I believe just at the end, that little end, the pull end right there. I totally forgot I had done that. So we're going to be doing that. This is the second time that this has happened to me, and I have no idea what I'm talking about, but I'm definitely having fun stenciling. Oh, I know part of the thing is that you have to be careful that you don't catch up at the top with the stencil, because otherwise you'll get the line from the edge of the plastic of the stencil. So you just want to make sure to be careful when you're doing that top part. And now we're going to go ahead and glue it down so that it fits inside the envelope. Thank goodness I found the small one. Otherwise, I would not have had one to put on the top of the page over there. But it does sort of look Tim Holtz-ish, the way the papers are with the suitcases and all. And then just make sure you put the paper in right side up with the tab pull side at the same end as the scalloped end. And we're going to fold them up. And then I should be grabbing the Velcro dot here in just 1 second. Since these are actual Velcro dots, I can call them that instead of hook and loop closures. So we're going to put one on the inside of the top of the envelope. Make sure that it is the one, or the side. These are called clear, but make sure that you're putting the side that's white down, and make sure you're putting it in the center. Minor detail, minor detail. And then I'm going to use a Velcro dot to attach it to the center of the top of the page over the pocket. But you'll find that in a little while, I realize that one is not going to be enough to hold it. It can still move, and I don't want it to move. So I end up using 2 Velcro dots to attach it to the top. That way it's still removable. And I don't decorate the tags in this video, but they do need some collaging or clusters or something on them. And so I'll do that before I'm done with the book. And I didn't notice until later. I had gone to all that trouble to make sure the word explore fit down the right-hand side. And then I turned right around and covered it with the pocket. I mean, it's fine. It's all felt fine. But it was just so funny that I tried so hard. And then turned right around and covered it with the pocket. So I've stuck that to the top. And then we're going to put the tags in. And I decide this tag is too big and it's going to stick out too far. I was going to put them in to where it looked like they were holding them in. But then I decided, I believe, to put two smaller ones in. That just looked funny sticking out like that. And if I don't realize it in the video, then I'm just now realizing it now. You can see this is where I've discovered that it's still moving around. Yeah, see, there's that one. And then I'll get one more. I didn't cut out all the ephemera. This is a smaller project. And so if you're doing a bigger project, you're going to have even more than this to choose from. At first, I picked that one, but it matches the background too well. I mean, it's the exact same image, so I decided to go ahead with that one that says Journey. It kind of makes up for me covering up the other word. I'm kind of inking a little bit where there's supposed to be a hole, so that when I do poke the hole, there's probably going to be a little bit showing, because they never, the holes are never quite the right size. Not the fault of the person making the kit, it's the fault of the person that made the original template. But you will find that I'm happily surprised when this one comes out exactly right. And so I'm going to do the same on this one. I've put a little bit of the vintage photo ink in there. And so you see just a tiny little bit shows, but it's still vintage photo, so it isn't white sticking out. Now I'm going to come back and put, instead of lace or anything, once I decide what kind of string I'm going to hook around the whole book, you know, with our little closure circle at the front, then I'll come back and use the same thing to put through the holes on any and all tags that we use in the book. So we're going to go on to page 2. Ta-da! I don't know how I knew that was coming. And I love that picture of that train, so I reduced it down. That you won't find that in the kit. I reduced the size of the image down to 4x6. I believe that's what it is. And I'm just labeling these so that I know what I made where, so that when I go through the flip through and take pictures for Instagram, then I know what order. I think this book we're going to go ahead and go in the order that it is, you know, as far as go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, because that does make it easier for me when I'm doing the flip through, and then I can just take the little notes out. I don't have to worry about it. I can just go by my notes. But this page is going to be, I'm going to cut the page, and then there's going to be a belly band, and then there's going to be some pockets. Yeah, all kinds of good fun stuff. So those are going to be the pockets. So we're going to set those to the side. We're going to cut the paper out of that section there. So we're going to have to measure it for the width. The height should be correct. And remember that we have that little bit of border we want to have around, so we're going to measure just a smidge inside the width of the page, and then we'll be good to go from there. I like that image, the one that my hand is on top of. So we're just going to measure it against the book to make sure that it fits in there, or the folio. And then we're going to take it to the side, and we're going to build on the page and then put it in. So since I've custom cut this one, unfortunately, almost all the papers in this need to be cut during the filming. So I'm going to do my very best speed inking. I'm not going to fast forward through inking this small piece of paper or any other small pieces of paper. Probably most people are used to it and are fine with it, but it actually makes me dizzy to watch it when it's fast forwarded, and so I don't do that. Plus, doing a voiceover and a fast forward at the same time, I think, is beyond my abilities right now, because I'm so mad that there's no audio on this half of the video. I have no idea what happened, except that maybe my call that came in, that I cut out the part where it rang at the end of the first part of the video. The end of the first half of this, which is the video. That when that call rang and came in and Messenger took over the audio, that it messed up the software, even though I turned it off. So we'll see. So now we're cutting the belly band. It's going to be a wide belly band compared to the page. You know, it's not going to be a skinny one down the middle. And I start out centering it, and then you'll see in a little bit that I decide to move it over. But the belly band has to be wide enough for us to put the pockets on. So that's why it's wide. And then it looks extra wide because it's a very narrow page. I'll be honest with you guys here. I honestly don't know why it took me longer to do this, except I changed my mind on the belly band and put that piece in the scrap. That one's got the word destination on it, and I do like that. The saying across the top, I'm going to reprint this page again and then use the life is a journey, the mountains are calling and I must go, somewhere else in our little folio. So I'm already going to have pages left over, and I'm already thinking about printing another copy of a page. It's just craziness. I know, it's madness. Kind of fun not hearing myself talk, I guess. I'm kidding. It's always fun to hear myself talk. So this one I like better against the background. It's not the exact same thing being cut from the same page. We're going to do some more speed inking, which I try to do it as fast as I can. Make it as painless as possible. And on a side note, I am inking this, and I'm inking it enough that you can see it on the edges, but I'm not making it grungy. I am doing the corners a little bit, but I'm not grunging it out. And I'm not inking it so lightly that you can't see it at all. So since this is a belly band, we're just going to glue the top and the bottom and then put it on the paper. There we go. Then I look at it, and I realize I don't really like that little part of the rose sticking out, that little rosebud, but I like the entire rose. And then I decide to move it over. You can see there I'm pointing at the image. So then I slide it over so you can see the whole rosebud and not just half of it. So that makes it a little bit off center, but it doesn't matter. It's better to get the image and have the page look nice. And that's going to be our writing card. I'm going to have to cut it down a little bit, but I can cut it down from the top where there's just the sky, and it won't make any difference in in seeing the image. You want to measure it so that it's a little bit narrower than the width of the page, because the writing card's going to go under the belly band. Well, that makes sense. So we'll just make sure it goes underneath. Then of course we have to ink the edges, and then we're going to stencil on the back of this, I believe. So you can see that I'm not being light-handed, but I'm not being heavy-handed either with the ink. I'm going to quit talking about the inking now. I don't want to hear any more about the inking. I'm going to stencil the back of the tags too, and I think I do that in this video, and I think that's why there's a few minutes extra than what it takes to add the pockets and such on. But yeah, we're going to do a stencil on the back of this. Light enough so that you can still write on it, but enough so that it isn't just blank. And I like the pattern on that too. It's leaves, but it's not leaves. You know what I mean? It's just, I like it. It comes out a nice pattern on the paper. I think this is where I was talking about being careful to not catch the edge. So the writing card's now done. I don't know what I was talking about there. I apologize. Oh, I decided to put a tab. That's it. I decided to put a tab on the card. Now those are the bigger tabs. I got a set of die from AliExpress, and it takes a while to get things from there. But I got those pull tabs die. There's a large die and a smaller die, and you can see those tabs are kind of big for that card. So I end up putting a smaller one on. The die was very inexpensive, and geez, I think it was $8. They call them whale tail tabs, but those are not. They're just pull tabs. Whale tail comes from the Stampin' Up punch that looks like they're black, and they're wide, and they look like a whale's tail. So that's why when you look on eBay or somewhere like that for this particular stamp punch, and you type in whale tail, all of them will come up, all different shapes, squares, triangles, circles, these and others. Now, if you want to buy one of these, I've discovered that on eBay, they're over $100 for the punch. So I went ahead and spent $8 on the die, and I can cut them out of anything I want. And, you know, paper from the kit, you know, from anything that I want. So I'm going to go ahead and put the tab on. And that's just a neutral piece of paper. I just cut a bunch of them out. I was actually practicing. But it ended up matching okay, so I went ahead and used it. Don't forget to ink the end of the tab there in case I forget to do it just now, which I think I do. But you do need to ink the end of it there where you just folded it in half. Did you see me reach for the ink? At this point, I'm so used to inking everything by hand during the video instead of being able to ink everything ahead of time, you know, cut and ink the pages. So when you put this type of tab on, right there where it starts to get wider, that's where you line it up. And on a side note, after the video ended, I looked at this, and putting the tab right in the center like that puts it right in line with the tie that we're going to put on that goes around. So that was kind of a mistake on my part. But what I ended up being able to do is move the card up or down in the belly band. There was enough room that I could move it, and it moved it up out of the path of the string that's going to go around. So just remember that you want to keep an eye on that. We're working off the book, and we haven't put the tie on yet, but you still have to keep the tie in mind. It is eventually going to be there. So just make sure to do that, and make sure to ink the end of the tab there. That's driving me crazy now. So we've got the two pockets. I'm going to put the bigger one at the bottom. And at first I was going to put them on like that, but then I decided to put them not exactly the same. So one's going to be a side pocket, one's going to be a top pocket. And I had printed on both sides. I went through and printed on the back of everything just in case I was going to use it for a writing card or something, even the full pages. I'm not sure, but now that I look at it, I think I put the clock on upside down. I don't know. I have to look at it. I was going by the text. If you can see that little line of text by my finger, I always like it to be facing with the top of the letters to the right. For some reason, that seems right side up to me when I have to put text on sideways. But I'm not sure in this top pocket how I do it, but I think I left it to where the text was going the right way, you know, across the page. That was a little wide, so I trimmed it down, that's all. So I put my fingers where I don't want to glue because it's a pocket, so we're going to glue 3 sides. I just realized how much ink I have on all my fingernails. I was playing with some archival ink. I think I started to put that there, but then I didn't want to cover up the word yet. And so I moved it over to the other side. And then I'm going to have to find some ephemera to put in there. That's all right. I have a whole bunch of ephemera. There was tons of pages that came with this kit, if you remember. I do like this kit. I was looking for some ephemera just then to make sure that I had something. And I believe that little stamp matches and says destination 24 on it, 24 cents, just like the words on the side there that I'm not covering up. Plus that covers up that half of the word life, doing it that way. You want to make sure that you're not silly like me and leave the card in there when you're gluing it. I was lucky and I did not glue the card in, but I very well could have very easily. By accident, but still easily. So those are the 2 ephemera that we're going to put in that pocket there. And we're going to glue it into the book. I don't remember on the video if I think it's after the video that I ink up the ephemera and put that in. So we're almost done. We're just going to finish gluing this in, and then we put the card back in. You want to make sure that your pages are glued in where the top and the bottoms are, everything's all equal with the page before. You don't want the paper to be crooked compared to the other. Like right here, it's going to go in crooked, and then I move it around to make sure that they're the same. You can see sliding it down to make that little bitty border all the way around. And I did end up taking a little bit off the height before I started doing the papers, because the when I held the paper up for the first one, which was the cover, I could tell that it was too tall. So I took another 1/8 of an inch off, and that gave me the 1/8 of an inch all the way around. Yeah, and there's the 2 ephemera that we put down there. And I do ink them afterwards to get the white off the edge. Yeah, and I ink those 2. And then we're going to put that one in. Yeah, see, and that's where I discover that it's swinging, so I stick another Velcro dot on the back of there. There's only another 1.5 minutes. So I'm not sure what else. I don't think there's anything else that I do on the page. I think I just finished fixing that. So even though there's there's like a minute left in the video, I'm just going to say that that's all for this video. And I will see you in the next video, which is just a second for you and a day for me. Okay, watch us finish up right here.